they had a lab in the hospital. Normally, they would take your blood sample outside the hospital, but later, he created a space in the hospital and said they had a lab. And he gave me a genotype of AB positive, I think, AB something. So he gave it to me until I now went to another hospital. That one
That
gave me
should be
B.
your blood group. There is
Is
difference
it?
between blood group and
Yeah, his blood group, I think. They gave me
yes.
A, B or so. So when I got to another hospital, they gave me B positive. But when I got to France, they now gave me B positive. I now said, imagine if I had issues, maybe taking blood, and he has given me a card of AB. You understand? It's not yes, it's not about genotype. It was blood group thing. So you
Which
can
is
imagine.
dangerous as genotype as well, especially in an emergency. You're being given blood, and they are thinking you're B
AB, you
positive
can
or
imagine.
whatever.
He gave me AB. He gave me that card. So until I go to France, they now give me
Well,
another B
the good thing
positive.
about that, the good thing about the blood group is in the hospital before surgery, anyone, in as much as not an emergency, we do what we call
Check.
group and save. They will do a group and save that will save it for 3 days. After every 72 hours, you must
No,
do a new one.
but you don't get what I'm saying.
Yeah, in an
You don't
emergency.
get what I'm talking about. For instance, if I had issue in that same hospital that gave me AB, what will have happened?
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
Nigerian hospital.
the danger, it was something terrible would
Because
have happened.
that man, he normally had operation for people. So imagine, because my husband did his operation there, and afterwards he never make it.
Mayor, you know all these so-called testimonies that you see, they'll say, oh, they were SS for a while, for a long time. All of a sudden, it changed to A. Do you believe in that shit?
I don't believe it. They are just lying. Is it?
Same here. I
Just
don't
lying.
believe
He
it
might, he
because
might just get better. Maybe.
No, it's um, the 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 the
because
genotype
think about it. How is that possible?
is not possible. Sheyi show the AB genotype is genotype. AC is your. Now I'm confused. AB is blood
Blood
group.
group.
AC is genotype.
Genotype, yes.
So it's two different things you've put there. So AC is not common. It's like SC or CC. They are very, very rare, but it is there. So anyone that has the C or S, it's almost the same feature. The hemoglobin, which is part of the red blood cell, is supposed to be round in shape, but this one is moon shape. So the lifespan of the
Sorry, are they the ones that during pregnancy they have to take injection every month or something?
no,
You know those ones I'm talking about, right? Resource something.
that's the resource factor.
Resource.
That is
Yeah.
the difference, and they don't take injection every month. Ideally, the injection should be taken ideally 72 hours post delivery or post abortion or post miscarriage, and it is only if the man or if the baby is resource positive and the woman is resource negative. So that is not most men, or well, let me not give a wrong information. If the man you met with is resource positive and you are definitely resource negative, there is high possibility that the pregnancy or the baby will be positive. So when during abortion, miscarriage, or baby or delivery, that is when there is exchange of blood between the mother and the child. That's when there is an exchange. So this for the first pregnancy now. So the blood from the positive side is now in the woman's body. It sensitized the woman's body, saying that there is something here that is not part of you. The first pregnancy, nothing happens, or the first delivery, nothing happens. Now, subsequent pregnancy, if they do not take the Rogam or the Rogam injection, should be taken within a certain period. If they did not take that injection, is already in the blood. It has sensitized the blood. It's saying there's something that's not supposed to be here that is here. Now, in subsequent pregnancy from a positive man, is now there in the body. So subsequent pregnancy is going to tell you, what came before is here again. It's not part of us. Let's fight it. So your body is now fighting that pregnancy. So your body is sort of trying to protect itself, thinking this is not part of us. This should not be here. Let's fight it. So it attacks the fetus. It attacks the woman in some cases as well. And then is it that the woman lose the pregnancy? If they don't lose the pregnancy, most time the baby will be born with different form of disabilities or some genetic issue. So that's the resource aspect that you're talking about, Lilibet. But the sickle cell anemia needs to be curbed among we people. It is too much. The suffering of the kids that are sickle cell, it's a lot. It's a lot. And the suffering is terrible. The only good thing that you get from sickle cell is their, because that blood is not compatible for mosquitoes. They don't like it. They don't like their blood, so they hardly have malaria. It's like a
Really?
weapon. Yeah, the sickle cell bloods don't like malaria. They don't like mosquitoes, so they are sort of have a bit of immunity against mosquito bites or malaria, so to say. But aside that, the risk
Pain,
outweigh the benefits.
the body pains and so.
The pain, yeah, is when the hemoglobin, which is supposed to have a circle shape, is not complete. So,
Deformed. Okay.
honeymoon shape is like half. So, the process that our normal body is supposed to go through is not going through it, and it leads to a lot of pain. It leads to stroke. It leads to a lot of diseases. Aside the anemia that they deal with, it is a disease, and most time healthcare givers do not understand how to manage this pain. And now I'm speaking to our healthcare givers again. Please understand that pain is subjective. If I tell you I'm in pain, understand that I'm in pain. And most time they don't understand how to manage this pain. It is a terrible, terrible pain. Sometimes if you've given everything, you've given all the opioids, given all the analgesics, and they are still telling you they are in pain, there are alternatives. Your kindness, you holding their hands, you just reassuring them, sort of goes a long way. I've checked, you're not due for anything in 30 minutes. Just being kind, being empathic, we go a long way. It goes far, because it's a pain that is actually worse than labor pain. So as a woman, if you understand the pain you went through during labor or after having a major surgery, now imagine somebody speaking to someone who is having constant pain. When they are cold, they are in pain. When they are hot, they are in pain. The crisis can just come up anytime. Yes, I'm 23. That's why. Okay, very well. That's why I'm using this opportunity to sort of remind we healthcare workers that just being kind to people that suffers this goes a long way. Yes, they will think you're a drug addict, blah blah blah, but sometimes the body gets resistant to some of this pain medication, and it might not work. So some alternatives, but the good thing is there is a lot of research going on. A lot of research is going on. There is exchange blood transfusion that they do here in the UK, and which is really, really good. It's helping a lot. The exchange blood transfusion is helping a lot. They used to do it in infants and babies that have jaundice. Now they're doing it in adults. I've seen it, and it's really good. Yes, a lot of I mentioned some of that, Psalm 23, and I think there is another one that is coming up again, but it's massively expensive. I think they said the treatment will cost going up to £1 million, but good thing in UK health is free. So there is researches going on in this aspect. And Iyatunde, you're talking about Adekunle not speaking about his sickle cell. It is good he's speaking about it. He's a celebrity, he's a star, and we need people like that to speak regarding issues that affect the society. He can be an ambassador, he can be a face of how you can, you know, have, you know, change of lifestyle, understanding what this is, even if you're not educated, understanding the importance of testing, knowing what your babies are. When you have the baby, go for testing like they do in the Western world. Tabashin be mom be mama check everything, even to thalassemia, to sickle cell, they check all these things. Understanding the fact that they need to check for this and letting and getting further tests, you know, because we can't trust our lab anymore. And also letting those labs letting those lab also know that if they mess up, they can face lawsuit. Because nobody takes action against these people. They keep getting away with this. And the
Not
cost, ma?
money is not good at
It's
all.
not good because the cost of looking after someone, the physical costs, the financial cost, the mental, the emotional, the loss of time. A parent has to always be there in the hospital with a child. Remzo, who wants to ask a question? Yes, somebody to ask a question. The time you spend, one parent has to stop working to be always there in the hospital. The pain of it, it's a lot. So yes, the lab too needs to start. They should be liable. They should really be liable. People needs to do their job and do their job right. And don't think it's just one of those people. It is human life you're dealing with. Do your job right so that this prevalence can reduce. And people that are always claiming we are so much in love, when expenses come, when the time to look after someone who is ill comes, believe me, love will fly out of the window. And as we know, as we always know, it is the woman that is at the end, that is at the receiving end of this whole shenanigans. Anything, it is always the woman that. So, almost see a liar. Most of the men will do that. So, please and please, ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Yes,
Bí olórí burúkú African thief olóṣì
Kí ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀?
olóṣì olórí ibú. Àmọ́ tọ́mọ yẹn bá ṣoríire lọ́la ń sìn. I have a son in America. I have a son in America.
President Elisuru, in which artery, sometimes which artery of the body, because all parts of our body has artery. So I don't know which clot this person has in the artery. And yeah, if they said it's just a bruising to the brain, then it will heal. If it's just a bruising, even people that have had clots in the brain, that have had stroke and it's clot or bleed, if they pick it early, that is, if it's picked early, yeah, the recovery time is high. And that's why places like UK, I don't know about America, but because I was part of the people that started the hyperacute stroke unit in UK when it was first started, it's like it was an awareness of they call it fast. When you notice your face is going weak, your arm is dropping, your speech is slowed, then T is to telephone. So you call 999 for UK and you tell them what you're feeling. So they will blue light and pick the person up. When they blue lights and pick you up, you know, in A&E, there is a long waiting period. So because this situation has been started, they researched it and it is working. So instead of this patient waiting in A&E to be seen, instead of this person waiting here need to be seen, there is people that work in hyperacute stroke unit that have a blip. So when they are calling ambulance, they are blipping somebody like me when I used to work in that area, that there is a suspected stroke coming. So this person is not waiting in A&E to be seen. So we go and see this person. So the A&E staff are not dealing with it in most cases. They get seen immediately. They do the MRI, the scan to check what type of, if it is a stroke and if what type of stroke it is. If it is just a clot in the brain, then they give what they call clot busting infusion, they are closely monitored. You're checking their ups every 5 minutes. But if it is a bleed, you're calling the neurosurgeon to come and assess. And if it is something they can do a surgery, they will take that person. Yeah, IRM, so I don't want to put the name, because people. So yeah. Um so the neurosurgeon, there will always be a neurosurgeon on call. If they are happy to go ahead for the surgery, they take the person to the surgery and take out some of the bleed if it's possible. So there are different kind of surgery they can do to take the bleed out depending on the extent. And if it's just a small clot or a small bleed and they feel that, don't worry, it's just small, they can deal with it. They can manage it conservatively. Then it will be managed, and most time within 3 days you see a lot of improvement, and a lot of physios are involved, occupational therapists are involved. So it's a lot, and this has worked. So we need awareness in the aspect of sickle cell as well. We need a lot of awareness. So people that are in high places should help to speak about it, because the more, when you have people in high place that have some things, when they speak about it, it creates awareness and it helps reform. They put money into research on how this can be done and all those things. Yes, so they will learn to do all those things again. It's like begin again. The brain has shifted. That's why I'm always here saying, please protect your brain, protect your mental health. It is the most amazing gearbox, but we need to look after it.
If you were to be Minister of Health in Nigeria and all that, what would you actually suggest to combat this, what will I call it? Is it pandemic or the epidemic of sickle cell?
It's the truth is, primary health care involves education. Prevention is always the best. In every disease that doesn't just come suddenly, things that you can prevent, we teach prevention, how to avoid this, how to avoid, and that is part of the testing. Yes, sensitizing the community, sensitizing our locality, ensuring tests at best.
Mayor, she's asking you questions. Psalm 23 is asking you questions.
With time, yeah, with time he will be. That's why in this case now, he needs a lot of physiotherapy and occupational therapy. Most time the job of the occupational therapy is to sort of, because you can, maybe I'm right-handed, and now because the situation happened, I cannot use my right. And if they look at it after a certain period, I still cannot use my right. The job of the occupational therapy is to start teaching you how to use your left hand. So yes, he can. There are people that have.
So what case are you guys talking about? Because I've been on the phone before I
He's
asked.
talking about her brother having bruising in his brain, and they said it will heal. So he's learning to walk and talk and all that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, this case is now a lot of rehabilitation will now come in. In a life, there is now the job of rehabilitation. Yeah.
Mayor, please, can you please talk about blood clots, please?
Blood clots is blood, there is clot, could be blood clots and there could be air clots.
I'm talking about blood clots, sometimes maybe a pain in the leg or something like that.
Okay, so blood clots usually will start
Because I've seen I've seen two people that it killed them immediately. In fact, a man died here on the 9th of April. He noticed it and went to the GP, and they had an X-ray. They saw there was liquid in the vein or something. He was given a medication. In fact, the man was okay in the night with the wife. They were discussing. He had started using the medication. Then the next morning, the wife just found him in the sitting room. He sat on the chair, and that one just said, but why are you not putting on the lights? And boom, the man was gone. Just like that. No, apart from the blood clot, he didn't have any form of sickness.
Yatunde, you know that's homicide, right?
How is almost ideal.
That's sitting room side.
Sitting rooms.
Your friend,
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. That all of them, they will be shouting. It cannot happen in
He
Europe.
must be charged.
The woman just wake up in the morning. On it even happened on my birthday. I was in Nigeria.
As you are telling me now, Yatunde, she's my first suspect, and I can say it with
You
my
can
full
get the
chest.
police involved.
And they will
But the
say,
police are
police. So
compromised now.
the woman did not leave her house.
So
This
it's
people. This
Yatunde
one,
said, and I
she's
quote.
she's my church
Yatunde said,
member.
and I
And
thought,
today said, and I quote, he didn't take him to hospital.
She did, the man went to a GP and they gave him the medication, and he has started using the medication. In fact, the wife said in the night that they were even discussing. He was even discussing about one group that he was helping them. That the man was fine, and she just woke up in the morning. She was praying, and by the time she finished praying, she just went to the sitting room and found that normally when the husband goes to the sitting room, is either is watching the TV for the news or something like that. She said she just got to the sitting room, the light was off. She now said, how can you be sitting down here with no light on? If you want to sleep, go back to the room now. She touched the man, and the man was gone. And
her
that was
husband that was not feeling fine, she left him in the sitting room.
Her husband that is paying the
and
rent.
so they will say,
that is
if
paying
it
the
is in
mortgage
Europe, they will
in
jail
his
her.
house.
They will
What sort of wife is that? God damn it.
Anyway,
so
but
that thing now, I became scared now. Just ordinary leg. Yoruba will say,
no, not ordinary level. So that is most likely.
She owed him the duty of care.
So, Yatunde, that is probably deep vein thrombosis, and yes, it starts from the leg, and
how
it's
do we know at the early stage, please? I need to know. When we are
So,
getting older.
firstly, for deep vein thrombosis, one, avoid sedentary life. Don't sit in one place. Do not be potato couch. If you're traveling a long distance, even in the flight, walk around, exercise. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need to do a lot of physical, but just move around, walk around. If you are on the big side, please try and try and try and try. Vegetables, if you can reduce your weight, all the better. In a healthy way, but the main thing is moving around. If you are traveling a long distance, use there is a stockings that we call it.
Yes,
chest
I know
stocking.
it's in
Stocking.
France they call it bad contention.
Yeah.
Do you
We
know?
call it chest stocking.
You know why I'm asking you this question? You will continue because it was last month. I noticed I wasn't resting well. So anytime I sit down on the machine to sew clothes, if I sit down like 2 hours, I'll see my legs swollen. And that it wasn't looking nice. I went to the emergency. They did x-ray, they did a lot of things. They just told me that I should not stay in one place. So I noticed this thing wasn't getting better. You understand? So what I did is I stopped sewing for the past 3 weeks now. I don't go to machine. So and I bought that socks. So I started using it, but now it's okay. So when I now remember that man that that died due to blood clots. So that's why I want to know if there are things I can avoid, or there are things, early signs, of things like that. So that's what I want to know. But the legs are not swollen again, so because I don't sew again. I left my machine. So
Aside the other signs that I've spoken about, elevate the leg when you're feeling pain. But the classic sign that might differentiate leg pain from somebody at risk of thrombosis or clot is the feeling, feel warm than the rest of the body. When you touch it, it will feel, bono.
okay.
Do other parts of, because ara le ma royan, so it doesn't necessarily mean the person is having clot, but the part of that body will feel a bit warm, and for this person, the doctor should not have sent the person home. He should have gone to the hospital. He should have been under treatment in the hospital, to be honest. So yeah, but
Me too. I felt so. That was why when I saw my legs swollen, I was in the bathroom and I saw it. I noticed that it was, exceptionally swollen. So you know what I did? I went to the emergency and just got there. And in emergency units, when you tell them you have chest pain, they will attend to you immediately.
Immediately.
So I told them I wasn't having any chest pain. No. I said, I have to I say it's paining me. Do you know I was at the emergency unit for like 20 hours. They left me there. At the point they said they were going to conduct so many tests, and I wouldn't be able to eat. So because I've eaten in the morning, so they had to leave me there for hours. I left the next morning and I was going to work. I just said, let me go to the emergency. But I lied. I told them I was having chest pain and I wasn't having any pain. So, they did so many tests and they said I was okay, I should go. So, but I'm trying to see what are the things I can do, not to have that thing again, because I had to go and buy the salts, and start using. I used it, but now I'm fine. I'm okay. Do you understand? Because I felt that man, if he had gone to the emergency, maybe it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, he should have gone to the emergency. The area will feel warm. Oh my red. For we that are dark skin, our dudu look brownish or purplish in color, but it will be warm and you actually feel something is not right. So if you're feeling that, take yourself to the hospital and there are tests that will be carried out. And even if you come to the hospital and you tell me you're having chest pain, I'm going to be doing an ECG. I will be doing blood tests. So there are some blood tests that will let me know, like I'm checking your troponin level and all those things. So I'm going to know if there's something happening. There will be an X-ray. X-ray will be done because what we don't want is that what we don't want is that clot going to the chest or the brain.
Yes, they did that. They did that X-ray. They will pass one liquid into the vein. They will push you into one machine like that.
That is a scan. That's a CT scan.
So they did it for me.
They did everything.
They said, and they even did X-ray of the leg. They checked everything.
So for that person that the GP just sent home with medication, that is terribly wrong. The GP cannot manage deep vein thrombosis. It is an emergency.
That means we should have sued that GP.
Yeah,
it is not giving medication.
Yeah, no, because it is out of their line of duty. It is an emergency. It should be treated as such. So yes, if you are
so those of them that said medical negligence cannot happen in Europe or America or wherever, that just happened.
Also,
April 9th of April here, the man died.
4G as well.
Mayor, you know what is paining me now?
No.
Ṣé fẹ́ mọ̀? Àwọn idiot yìí wọ́n máa gbọ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ yìí. Àwọn náà máa dọ́gbọ́n kọ́ iṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin máa gbà fún Wùmí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ tí kọ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ. Elsewise wà láì kò ní ṣiṣẹ́ fún yín. Ó máa gbòdì lára yín ni.
Láyà jẹ́ ni yín. Ẹni kí ni reason why?
Gbọ́dàrí.
Àwọn náà máa gbọ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ pé platform títí wa ò kì í ṣe dáadáa platform.
Ẹ ń ṣe èèyàn tó dáa.
Bí mo ṣe báyìí.
Kí ni wọ́n ṣe?
Débi tí mo ní kí ní sùúrù kí ìyá Túndé kọ́ yanjú pírọ́blẹ̀mù ayé wọn tán kì í ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá. Bá mi mòró nìyẹn. Ọ̀rẹ́ yín kí lẹ máa wá advice wo lẹ máa fún ọ̀rẹ́ yín tó ọrùn bí àgùn fún látọjọ́ ọjọ́ ẹ má ti sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí.
No, now kí ni machine tó gbé sí lára yẹn? Kí ni machine yẹn wọ́n fi ń control ẹ̀ ni?
Kí ló dé gangan náà?
Machine tó gbé sára Aries yẹn wọ́n fi ń control kíní yẹn ni náà.
Àló gbòdì ó máa gbòdì lára ẹni.
Ṣé kò yẹ kẹ́ fún ọ̀rẹ́ yín ní advice? Ohun tó hàn bí ti màálù yẹn. Kí solution wá sínú ayé ẹ̀. Ọjọ́ tó bá ti wá bú yín, advice yín tẹ̀ fún tó lò tó ṣiṣẹ́ fún.
A máa gbòdì lára ẹ̀.
Ṣé kò yẹ kẹ́ ṣe? Mi yẹ ṣe ń ro lọ́kàn mi ni màmí Kùdùsì sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn.
Ó yẹ jẹ́ kí Mayor máa kọ́ wa o ẹ jọ̀ọ́.
Mayor, teach us inbox because these idiots are here.
Any inbox mélòó ni Mayor fẹ́ ṣe jẹ́ kó ṣe openly ẹni tó bá wá she can save lives.
Yes, she can save lives. Yeah, you're very right. But all those people against the truth. Let me take me first. Let me take my take first. All those people against the truth. For everything elsewise you're hearing on this platform with gbòdì lára yín lórúkọ Jésù.
Níwò wa wọ̀nyí wá wọn ló máa dá wọn lẹ́jọ́.
èmi ṣàdúrà tèmi ni mọ̀ pa anybody tèmi ni mo
Bóyá mo
sọ.
ti ṣàmì fún yín,
Ó bẹ́ẹ̀rà.
exactly àmì.
Bóyá èèyàn.
Okay.
Yes, we are not like them. Yes, that's it.
Like with everything I've said before, lifestyle changes, please, especially our deorobo. Lifestyle changes. Walk around. Don't just sit couch. Come on, Netflix nìkan là ń gbọ́ or tá bá ti wà lórí Temis platform. Yes, Mr. Àwọn àti wà lórí Temis platform pé a kò jókòó síbẹ̀.
Jókòó
So
síbì
move
kan.
around.
Yes.
Watch your lifestyle. If you are reduce stress, yes, reduce stress.
Hey, that's what I want to ask. Has sleeping got anything to do with it? Sleeping.
Not really. Sleeping doesn't, but if you're having good sleep, it's for your general health. And if you're not sleeping, that could cause high blood pressure, to be honest. So, yes, could be another form of why we are not sleeping. Insomnia could be an indication of something going wrong. So, even though it might not be the direct cause, but it could be telling you something is not right. You need to check something is not right. Also, post surgery, any kind of surgery, there is always a risk of clot forming. Any kind of surgery at all. Even if we can extract any kind of surgery. So when we are going for surgery, we pray. Even if the surgery is successful, everything goes fine, you can just hear that this person has thrown a clot, and then and all those things. That's why after surgery, what we used to call big surgery those days, the next day, physio is coming to get you out of the bed. We are getting you out of the bed as soon as possible. As soon as possible. In as much you are awake, you are not under any organ support, we are getting you out of the bed. So if that person has had abdominal surgery or any kind of surgery, we deal with your pain and we get you out of the bed. Even sitting on the edge of the bed alone is a lot. So
like when I had the surgery in 2023, for like a month, a nurse was coming to the house to give me injection on the lap.
Yeah, that is to prevent clot as well. So any form of surgery, and for we that were elderly, that be more at old age, you should be seeing your GP or your doctor. Most time they will place you on aspirin, and after baby they might be giving you the injection, the Clexane or enoxaparin, or depending on the trade name in the country you are. So all these are preventive measures to help reduce the formation of clots. But yes, sedentary life, deep vein thrombosis
Mayor, can I ask a question, please?
are at risk of this as well. Yes, go on.
You just mentioned aspirin, because I want to believe some people are allergic to it or should not be treated on aspirin.
Yes, there are other forms that can work as aspirin. That's what I said. Yeah, but aspirin is the most commonly used. It's like paracetamol. It's very common. 99% of people use it. You will find the 1% that are allergic to it, so there will be an alternative.
Is that one of the 1%?
Like I want to know, is aspirin good to be taken every time?
If you are prescribed, yes, you have to take it every day.
Because I heard if you are hypertensive, it's not good to take aspirin, that it might lead to brain something. What's it called? What do they call it here?
Hypertensive, about
Like if that person is hypertensive, that it's not good to take aspirin regularly. I heard, I don't know. So I'm just asking.
I haven't seen that, but like I said, if you are prescribed, your healthcare provider would have brain bleed or hemorrhage, because aspirin is like a blood thinner. So if you're on aspirin or any form of blood thinner, before they do anything, let them know. So that, because let's say I give you an injection or I'm giving you something through the vein, it will bleed longer than who is not on it. You understand? Let's say I'm taking out your cannula or something and you're on aspirin, might bleed longer. So that could predispose, but it's generally is not the cause of bleeding into the brain, because believe it or not, there are a lot of people that uses aspirin, but there might be something that might have caused it. But aspirin on its own should not cause bleeding into the brain.
Like me now, I can't be treated on aspirin and codeine.
Yeah.
Because one time they treated me on codeine. Just those codeine, but she kill it all. But she kill it all, yeah. I know you are
Say
me.
it's a cerebrovascular whatever. This
Cerebrovascular accident or
accident.
cerebrovascular
They
disease.
said that aspirin can cause it. Is it possible?
It's possible because cerebrovascular accident is still part of um stroke is part of cerebral. It's not one disease that is cerebrovascular accident. There is a formation of different things so we need to know which particular one we are talking about. But
Because somebody just said it that you should avoid the aspirin if you're hypertensive because it can cause it or something. So
I was taking off aspirin because I've got ulcer.
yeah, that's why I said it has to be prescribed. And if they think you need it, there will be an alternative that will be
Okay.
prescribed, something that will do the same job of aspirin. And if it's just because of ulcer or that, and they feel aspirin is the best form of treatment, then they'll put you on something like omeprazole or
Yes, I use that one.
omeprazole is good
they'll
for
put you on something like that. So to protect your gut before you take it. Yeah.
Educational platform.
Yes, so I've been able to
Meji.
get so many things
Lori,
this morning.
take off, yeah.
Thank God I'm on the platform this morning.
Educational.
I think Lilibet started it. Thank you, Lilibet, for bringing up that topic. You know,
Olórí ibu Erisi sórí pé mami mòrò ìyàwó yẹn ni mami mòrò.
Yes, Baby Soft Life. Thank you for that disclaimer. Please always see your healthcare provider. This is just a general talk, just talking on periphery
Of course.
to sort of sensitize us on things that we shouldn't or should not do. But we still need to look after ourselves, especially when we're getting to a certain age, if we are of a certain race, and if we are of a certain weight as well. So all these are things that could predispose us to some disease like stroke, hypertension, diabetes. And when you know your family history, know your genetics. If mom of boys, I will one of these days, not this morning. We just came back from football, so it was the sickle cell talk.
and you know, Mayor, I learned something a few weeks ago. A doctor told me that it's not only insulin problem that can lead to diabetes. That if you are too fat too, that it can cause diabetes. That anytime people hear about diabetes, they'll be talking about sugar, insulin. That he said it's not only insulin.
Which doctor said that? Said so to you?
Maybe get that there are two types of
Yes, the doctor said it. He said fat in the
that doctor should be taken off his license should be taken. I'll tell you one joke. The year I was diagnosed as being diabetic, yeah, the person that did my blood sugar auto do to Milo times 10. But you're so no, you're bigger than I do. It's not about being you being big. So what they now did to reconfirm my blood sugar was to
no nǹkan tó sọ fún mi níjọ́ yẹn ó ní pé ó ní gbà mo ní pé ó ṣe diagram yẹn ó ní pé tí fat bá ti wà ní area àbí tí heart bá wà tí ó bá jẹ́ kí sugar wọnú heart yẹn the sugar that is supposed to go into somewhere. I didn't really get the explanation that it will now be retained in the bloodstream.
Let me just quickly two types of diabetes.
Okay.
Type 1 and there's type 2.
Yes.
Type 1 is genetic. There's nothing you can do about it. You are born with it. And this does not go to do with the pancreas. It's from the brain. There is something from the it's in my name. It's one of the things that is in our body that causes type 1 diabetes. The pituitary gland is not doing the job and blah, blah, blah. All this now leads to... So you will find type 1 diabetes in children. So once a man be one more. Once a man be one more. Now, type 2 diabetes, which is the most common one, now has two types. Some you can control with insulin. And some is diet.
That's what
I think that is what the person is trying to say.
Yes, that's what it was trying to tell me. So I just want to confirm from you.
The main thing with this diabetes is because the pancreas, which secretes insulin and helps our body to convert sugar to what our body needs. When we take sugar or carbohydrates, it gets breaking down into glucagon and all this process takes place in our body. But when this pancreas is not secreting enough to help in the breakdown um of these elements, then diabetes occurs. So now, if it is your food or lifestyle that is causing you to have this, they will encourage you and teach you on lifestyle modification. Change your diet, then you will see your diabetes is can actually get healed. But if it is the pancreas that is having this
Pancreas
problem,
problem.
there is nothing you can do about it. This person might either be on the tablet or on the insulin injection. So that is where the two types of the type 2 diabetes comes. So most time for a lot
I
of
think
people,
that's what he was trying to.
yes, so that is what he was trying to say. That is where it comes from. If it is lifestyle modification, stop drinking, stop smoking, exercise, eat less carbohydrates, our
Hydrate.
eba lójoojúmọ́, reduce eba as much as you can. Those days they will say take the plantain, eat more of vegetables, exercise, drink enough water. You gradually see that my breast never managed, and after some time it gets treated. And if it is the insulin type, you can still manage it, to be honest, but it's just that humans are just humans. Àṣìmáfẹ́ mo
Wọ́n ní kí làwọn má jẹ bàbá yìí mọ́ àti tí lábá lọ
kì í
wà.
ṣe pé ká má jẹ́, it is
ẹ
the
máa ṣọ́ra yín o.
ability
Then
of
make
the
sure
body.
it's in the afternoon that you can still walk around, not eating
And
it at night. Then you go to bed.
And also,
When
if
you're ready,
our
let me
mother
see
or
you.
our father or grandmother has this disease, we should know about it so that we can
Our nínú family one.
yeah. So if we so that's why they ask for family history of all this genetic stuff. Because oúnjẹ wa tá ń jẹ as Africans are not really, because we eat it in excess. Is not good for the lifestyle of these days. We drive everywhere, we take the bus everywhere. Those days, even if they eat a mountain of eba, wọ́n máa rìn lọ sí oko, wọ́n máa rìn láti máa rìn lọ sí oko, wọ́n máa rìn láti máa rìn lọ sí oko, wọ́n máa rìn láti máa rìn lọ sí oko, wọ́n máa rìn láti anymore. We are at home sitting down watching Netflix, doing all these things. We don't
Yeah.
so lifestyle modification helps a lot in a lot of disease that we see these days. In as much is not like genetics, like sickle cell that you can prevent and all those things, or even cancer too. You can lifestyle changes can help reduce the onset of cancer in food. Yeah, the quality of food is most of this food are being grown with chemicals and all these things.
Chemicals.
So there is a lot,
Hello,
and we are exposed to fumes. There is too much cars on the road. We are exposed to, especially Lagos. When you go to Lagos, I was so worried the last time I was in Nigeria. The number of fumes, there is no regulation. Unlike over here, if your car has diesel, you cannot pass through central London. Where there are a lot of people, there are some cars that they don't want to pass through it. So yes, fresh food against canned foods. And if you can afford the organic, go for it. And if you have garden, you can plant some of these things. Go for it. Yes. And our time run janita, especially because there is no regulation for a lot of these things. Mo gbọ́ pé wọ́n ní Naija wọn olópò wọ́n fi paracetamol wọ́n fi ń bọ ẹran wọ́n ló máa
Kí ló
jẹ́
dé?
kó tètè rọ̀.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
bad.
Which is, it is evil, it is dangerous. Somebody who has liver disease should not be going near paracetamol. Most people don't know this. Then they will start swelling up.
Ọlọ́run ṣàánú báyìí.
Yeah. So if you can cook your food, all the better. But if you cannot know where you eat in moderation, drink water, eat fresh vegetables, eat fruits if you can afford it, and just try.
And why then you finally afford fruits? A lot of people they prefer to buy gold than to eat good food. I've seen a lot of them here. Wọ́n máa save owó láti fi ra gold jewelry.
Ṣètìlí
But
àwọn
wọ́n lè
tàǹtì
jẹ
ẹni tó nílùú òyìnbó
but
ṣùgbọ́n
wọ́n lè jẹun gidi. Mo ti rí ni tó sọ pé oúnjẹ kan ti wọ́n jù mo ní èló náà ń ta
pẹ̀lú baby
gram
stuff
gold.
oúnjẹ yẹn wá dùn wá ti fi magí pa reduce seasoning èyí tẹ́ máa lo magí bíi 150 sínú rice á wá máa dùn mìnìmìnìmìnìmìnì
Mayor,
reduce yẹ.
you dey watch all those food things wey they do for Facebook.
I dey watch it and I would
Hey,
like kí ló
ẹ̀rọ Ọlọ́run máa ń
dé
bà mí.
ẹ̀rọ ayamẹ́rẹ̀ ṣe gbigbigbì.
Gbing.
Then you know, a lot of people while we were growing up, we were made to believe that beans is protein, but I later got to know that it has more of carbohydrates than protein.
Yeah, it
What can you
has
say to
some.
that? Because because one man, I'm sorry, you would one man, you know, he detected that he had diabetes. So what was he doing that time? The man stopped eating all food and he started eating beans alone. Beans alone. And you won't believe it. Within a year, this man died. So later on, when I now had beans had more carbohydrates than protein, I now said maybe this would have even been the reason why the man died, you know, quickly. Because he wasn't eating anything else. He was eating just beans and in large quantity. So you can talk. So I don't know.
The problem was the teaching.
Good.
Beans has protein, but the teaching then, Shamakwe, for the socio-economic aspects of Niger, beans was mainly one of the food that could give protein. But it has carbohydrates as well. But for the socio-economic factor of the country they were teaching. So when you understand that these particular beans, that's our own particular beans, has protein. But the kidney beans, the lentils, all those are actually high in protein and fiber. But that's our own particular honey beans.
Olóyin.
Ẹ̀wọ̀n olóyin yẹn.
It's
Tátú
carbo.
máa fi ṣu sínú ẹ̀, tátú máa fẹ̀ wá sí, tá máa fi ṣàdàlú.
Àtàgbàdo.
A máa fi ṣe àdàlú. Ẹ̀wọ̀n olóyin yẹn. Corporate ni. But because ṣẹmọ.
Gbogbo tí mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mọ̀ ò tí ju bóyá bí 3 years ago.
Mo ṣe mọ̀ pé those days when my family kan á bímọ bíi mẹ́fà. Ẹ wá ní kó máa fún àwọn lẹ́yìn lójoojúmọ́, kó máa fún wọn lẹ́ran, ẹja. They cannot afford it. So beans was the alternative to give protein. But it doesn't have the adequate amount of protein.
Mayor, what is
Àgọ́ yẹn lépo, wọ́n wá tún rọ epo sínú ẹ̀, bó ṣe ń jẹ carbohydrate náà ń rọ òróró, wọ́n ń clog arteries wọn.
ẹ jẹ́ ń pa yín lẹ́rìn kan.
Ara extra epo sórí ẹ̀wà.
President, ẹ jẹ́ ń pa yín lẹ́rìn kan.
Wọ́n tún fi búrẹ́dì jẹ.
Mayor, ẹ jẹ́ ń pa yín lẹ́rìn kan. Èkó ta lọ ta dé yìí. Ó ní woman kan, mi ní dárúkọ àdúgbò yẹn, tí bá dárúkọ àwọn tó máa ká mi. Àbá ti bọ́ta nínú géètì ibi tá wà. Obìnrin kan máa ń ta ẹ̀wà gan-an, yeah? So I will buy the ẹ̀wà gan-an, I'll eat in the car. So there's another woman selling rice beside her, and I bought this rice. Ọ̀rọ̀ burúkú. Mo ra rice yẹn, mo ra fọ́mọ mi, mo ní kó gbà kó jẹ, ó ní no. Because ó ti rí environment tó ti ṣe kìíní yẹn, he refused to eat it. Mo ń bá driver tó ń gbé mi, mo ń bá ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ pé kọ́tà wa jẹ́ tá a fi dàgbà lélẹ̀ yẹn ní kí lọ́mọ mi sọ fún mi. I didn't grow up in Nigeria, so you can have it. So me, I didn't buy it. Oh, well, I was in Nigeria when you came in my chair. Don't forget I wasn't born here, and I didn't grow here. Money, mi ò mọ̀, bàbá jẹ́ àwọn àdàgbọ̀nà kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe wá náà. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan mi yọ?
Kí ló ní kí lẹ fẹ́ jẹ má bínú.
Mo ra oúnjẹ, èmi rẹwà gan-an mo jẹ.
Okay.
So woman kan wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ tó ń ta rice. Mo ti rò pé ìwà yẹn kò ní jẹ́. Ẹ̀wà tí n bá sè nìkan ló ń jẹ. So mo ra rice yẹn fún pé yá gbà kó tẹ̀ fi ṣe kó fi kó inú pọ̀. Ọmọ mi ní nope.
Kò ní gbà lọ́wọ́ yín náà.
Níbo?
Tó bá jẹ́ eatery ó sì lè gbà.
Ó ń gba oúnjẹ eatery. But tí ẹgbẹ́ títì yẹn. Nǹkan táwa
Àwọn ọmọ
jẹ
mi
tá
náà
a
ló
fi
gbà.
dàgbà lélẹ̀. Ló jẹ́ gógó mi lé ní.
Àwọn ọmọ
Have
mi
you
náà ló
forgotten
gbà.
I wasn't born here, Mama? And I didn't grow up in Nigeria. Should I
Èmi
remind
gan ní
you?
èmi ò tiẹ̀ ní gbé fáwọn ọmọ mi. Àwa á máa jẹ́ kó máa tà àwa màmá food.
Èmi wájà ni.
The talk. See,
One can say, here is Dutchland. Here is not Africa.
Misinformation.
Ọmọ ńlá.
One of the misinformation tá a máa ń pass ni pé nǹkan tá a ṣáà ṣe dàgbà nìyẹn, nǹkan kan ò ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa, nǹkan ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wa. When you get to 40, women that are 40 and above here, or men that are 40 and above here, you will see different type of things start coming out of your body. Your knee is paining you, your heart is racing fast, different things are coming. It could be from all these things we've eaten and given and not actually looking after ourselves. So when they say look after yourself from small, yes, it is really important. So we shouldn't be saying Coco
Hey, Mayor, please, once in a while, check out my health talk. I'm gain a lot. Like, I've gained a lot of things this morning. Hey, Joe.
a máa ń ṣe bóyá kì í wá níjọ́ tá a bá ń ṣe bóyá ọjọ́ tá a bá ń jó lẹ̀ ń wá.
Johnny. Hey, mo máa ń wálẹ̀ kankan, but Shemoke is not as regular as.
And when we are talking about Yomi,
Exactly.
when she wants to give it to Yomi.
So
Yeah, today.
No, Daddy, mo máa ń wà beat this baby soft life. No, man,
Yeah,
for
today,
again. Mo máa ń listen.
Yomi would have been on this